ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday night. Now, tonight is a special edition of Shoot from the Hip. And, of course, if you want to call in, you know that number. It's 1-559-726-1300. The access code is 742021. Do not forget to push that pound sign so we know that you're in the room and want to have a question for our special guest. Well, tonight we're discussing a very unique event. But before we get to that, I must first welcome my co-host, as always, the lovely Miss Bernadette.
Thank you as always, Rob. It's always a pleasure doing this show with you. I'm looking forward to tonight.
So am I. We got some charitable things going on, if you will. Now, as I was saying, tonight we discuss an event that I think everyone should be attending, as we get to talk about Drycore Kicks ALS. What is that? Well, Smash Wrestling is helping to promote this, where all proceeds will go to ALS research. So right now, I'm going to welcome my guest, the wonderful Dave Bullard.
They've been higher caliber than anybody else to build an empire. Any given
Dave, thank you so much for doing the show tonight. We're so happy that you agreed to do this.
Well, thank you so much for having me on board, guys. I greatly appreciate your support with this.
Okay, so as Rob mentioned, it's all for ALS. So ALS is better known as Lou Gehrig's disease, but what is it for those of us who may not have heard of it or not know much about it?
It's funny you asked, Bernadette, because even with the Ice Bucket Challenge last year and all the publicity and the millions of dollars raised, people still don't know a lot about it, and there's still a lot to be learned about ALS. ALS, unfortunately, does not have a cure. It's basically a disease that attacks the nerves and kills them off, therefore losing the ability to utilize muscles. The best way I can describe it is looking at my dad's case, for example, where it started in his legs, where he lost mobility in his legs, and then it moved up his body from there, where he lost mobility in his arms and became bedridden, and then the muscles proceeded to attack the chest, which constricted his ability to breathe. So that's basically it in a nutshell. The best way I can personally, somebody described it to me one time, was being in an avalanche and consistently trying to dig and scratch and fight your way out of that avalanche, but it being an ongoing process.
Wow.
It's not the nicest thing. It's after witnessing it firsthand, it's very difficult and depressing to watch.
I can only imagine, and of course, like you said, because it's your dad, I mean, it obviously hits home. So this Saturday, right after Give Divas a Chance, which is another Smash event, is Drycore Kicks ALS. So my question to you is, how did you get Smash Wrestling and Drycore involved, and what is Drycore?
Well, the Drycore part is pretty easy. That was the last company my father worked for before he passed away. Drycore is an amazing product. It's a subflooring that you would use when making renovations or doing work in your home. You would lay your hardwood or your carpeting over it. They are also working on paneling as well for basements. It's quite an incredible and amazing product. I'll do the cheap plug. It's Brian Ballmer approved. He uses it on all of his shows. So they were very gracious to come on board and become a key sponsor for the event. They've been very generous in the past, making donations to ALS Canada in my dad's memory. The Smash Wrestling part, I should say, was really quite amazing. In a very short time, taking my sons to the shows, we've just had a wonderful time at their shows. They put on an amazing product every time they put on a card. I had posted about doing an ALS fundraiser. I was thinking I had something in mind, and the people behind Smash approached me and they said, we have a couple ideas in mind. Do any of these work for you? And when the thought came up of doing an actual wrestling card, we just, after some chatting, we said, let's give this a go. Let's give this a shot. And unfortunately, all the pieces have fallen into place to make it a reality.
Very cool. I got to tell you, I'm really stoked for Saturday. It's going to be awesome. Now, for those listening who are not able to attend this amazing event for obviously this worthy cause, how can they help out? How can one donate? How do people get involved?
There's a couple of ways that can be done. The first, if we want to torture the poor guy, is Chris Hero's Gauntlet Challenge, which is going on. Chris Hero has been absolutely incredible supporting this event, the Dry Cork Kicks ALS show, but he went out on his own and decided to do a little bit more. And he, right now, come this Sunday, after he faces Samoa Joe on Saturday night, as of this time, he's going to be in the ring for 2 straight hours on Sunday, wrestling consecutive matches. Win, lose, or draw, he stays in the ring and wrestles again. Now, you can go to smashwrestling.com to donate to that. As well, you can go to als.ca. I'll do a plug for myself. We have a plane pole team, so you can look up through donations for the plane pole, and the team is called the Smash Crew. We have a team where 10 people pull a roughly 20,000-pound Bombardier plane. So that's another way that people can donate to the cause and, help support. Every little bit helps for sure.
Right. So, and I know you've mentioned it a couple of times already. Last year, people did the ice bucket challenge for ALS.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Pardon me.
No, please, by all means.
Yeah, well, the Ice Bucket Challenge, was incredible in terms of, people talking about it, because ALS does not get a whole lot of coverage. People don't know a whole lot about it. They ALS, opened up a whole new world just with how fast it went viral and people participated in, and people from all walks of life were participating, and record donations came in, and it was really quite amazing.
Yeah, I heard something like Charlie Sheen, instead of him pouring a bucket over himself, he poured in a bucket full of like $10,000 or something, and said, "I'm just giving this all to ALS."
Yeah, it was really quite incredible. I was consistently looking for videos of people that I like doing it.
Right, and I'll think, well, that's just it. Everybody went out of their way to watch their favorite celebrity do this ice bucket challenge. So, obviously, you actually answered my first part of that question of how well do you think it increased the awareness. But just to follow up, if we did it again this year for the summer, do you think it would be just as successful, or do you think it was a one-time thing and we need something new? And if so, what would that new thing be, in your opinion?
Oh God, I think I personally think that it was a one and done. I really do. The momentum that it created was absolutely amazing, like unprecedented, really and truly. But there's always hopefully there's somebody out there with a brilliant idea in mind that where they can, create a spark again and come up with something new, creative, and catchy is probably not the proper word, but just something to captivate people's minds and create even further awareness.
Right. Okay. I guess that's very, very cool.
Well,
I mean, further to that, I would just say, like, the amount of money, like, people look at the millions of dollars that poured in for it, but the research that is necessary to further understand it is there is no cure, and even just the expenses that people undergo in order to, if somebody gets ALS, what needs to be done in their home to make it accessible for them to even get around their home. It's
exactly.
The expenses are astronomical. I think the number in Canada, and I could be wrong, is anywhere between $250,000 to $300,000 a year for expenses for a person living with ALS.
Wow.
So
wow,
that's quite something.
I was going to say, and speaking of quite something, this card is stacked. I mean, you've already mentioned the main event, Samoa Joe and Chris Hero, and the undercard, it looks just as phenomenal. Like, what a coup. How did you pull that off?
The Samoa Joe thing was amazing timing. It was just amazing timing. That's the best way to describe it. There's the response from the talent that Smash Wrestling brings in has been absolutely phenomenal. As you guys know, there's so many quality people who wrestle for the promotion, and we're happy to jump on board and be part of it. And I'd say I'm truly blessed. And the card from, I've had people say to me, because I've been very nervous about it, to say the least, in terms of, the card being something special, and people have consistently said that they feel the card is stacked, that it's an absolutely amazing card, that it's not just, okay, it's a fundraiser and there's some people showing up to wrestle. Like, they feel that it really is something that delivers in the end.
Well, that's right. And again, Samoa Joe just making his debut on NXT, and then it's announced that we're getting him. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, like the timing couldn't have been better.
Yep.
So,
really, truly.
Kudos to you guys for snagging that one. And, again, I think a Samoa Joe Chris Hero match people have been screaming about since Hero was in ROH originally.
Mm-hmm. So I know that they've faced off before, but I think it's been a number of years since they've been in a ring together.
That's right. And, so people are
I'm thrilled for it. Hopefully I can have a moment to breathe and see some of it come Saturday.
That's right. Well, I'm sure during the main event people will let you breathe and at least enjoy that one match, if nothing else. And so, again, speaking of different matches and what's going on, again, right before the ALS event is #GiveDivas a Chance, giving an all-female event, which again is stacked. We went and looked, and on the PWI top 50 female wrestlers in the world, we have 8 of them coming. That is 16% of the 50 top female wrestlers in the world coming to this event. That is amazing. So my question to you is, how was it decided to hold a double event? Because Divas was booked first, to my knowledge, and then you added the Dry Core Kicks ALS event. And what do you think about the 10 women tag during the ALS event, even though all of them are performing for a full event on their own just beforehand?
I guess the first thing, the ALS thing, really, we started talking about that back in January.
Oh, okay.
And that was before the I guess we can call it it was the minute 6 match on Raw, which created the Give Divas a Chance debacle.
Right.
So the thought was, this is something that should be, I don't think capitalized is a fair word, but acted upon, because I think all of us can agree when Smash Wrestling does an excellent job of giving the female wrestlers an excellent platform to perform on.
Oh, absolutely. Their Canusa events every year are top notch. I will say that. Yes.
So when the discussion came up about making it a double event, there was no question in my mind that wouldn't fly, and the quality of talent that you mentioned is absolutely phenomenal. I mean that card alone is just absolutely amazing. The number of quality female pros that are on it.
Right.
In terms of the secondary, the match that takes place at the Dry Cork XALS show, I can say that there are a number of people who are coming out to Smash Wrestling for the first time because of the ALS connection and because of the personal connection. So they won't have seen any of these female wrestlers earlier in the afternoon. So this will be a treat for them to see these women work in the ring. So I'm thrilled about all these amazing ladies who are willing to do double duty on the Saturday. It's absolutely amazing. I couldn't be happier about it.
Alrighty, hello. I know that we got one caller in the queue, so I say we just go and get to him. But again, if you guys want to get into the convo, you know the number to call. It's 559-726-1300. And don't forget to hit that pound key once you hit the access code, which is 742021. That lets us know that you're in the room and you've got a question. So.
Right. So, Elle, can we get our first caller, please?
Sure. Caller from the 918. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. This is Andrew, and I have a question for you.
Go right ahead, Andrew. Thanks.
You're welcome. So what can I expect? I'm coming to the event with Rob and Bernadette, and I want to know, what can I expect when I see this Drycore ALS?
Oh, I think really and truly the card from top to bottom. There's no filler involved. These are people who really want to put on a great show. There's an excellent variety of matches, from grudge matches between Matt Cross and Tarek, and what should be a really fun match between Rich Swann and Sebastian Suave. Great tag match between the Goat Brigade and the Super Smash Brothers. There's so much to offer with this card that I think it'll appeal to wrestling fans of all tastes, and of course the main event, which is absolutely amazing, because Chris Hero, he never disappoints. He can go and he can wrestle with anyone in any style, and never disappoints. And I think he really wants to show Samoa Joe that Smash Wrestling is his home away from home, and he wants to make sure that the hype and everything surrounding Samoa Joe is not going to phase him one bit. It's really going to be a special event, and we're going to make sure that the fans leave extremely happy at the end of the night.
Right, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that event. So, bro, I will see you Saturday.
Thank you kindly. I appreciate your support to no end.
You're welcome.
All right. Elle, do you have a question for our special guest tonight?
All right, Dave. I've heard you promote this show like crazy. Bragging rights, Samoa Joe, and Chris Hero. Man, why are you giving these people such a great show? Why don't you come to California and give us a great show like this, Dave? God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, Steph, I'd love to go to California to see some wrestling down there. I feel, honestly, I feel blessed when Smash Wrestling came to me and talked about doing the show. I was kind of like, are you guys serious about this? And then things started to fall in place as to who could be booked for the show, and then names got bandied around, and then Samoa Joe's name came up, and we're talking about Samoa Joe here.
Yes, sir.
Like, and there was, at the time, there was no mention of this was before him leaving TNA, I believe. I could be mistaken, and the WWE thing was nowhere in sight. And it was just like, how can you pass on Samoa Joe? It's like, yes, let's get him tied up and dot the I's and cross the T's and make this happen and really make it special. And now that he's finishing up his indie dates and he's full time with WWE, as far as I know, it really just adds to it. So this is a great opportunity for people in the GTA in the Toronto area to see Samoa Joe for the last time in what could be possibly a little while until he comes back on a WWE roster.
Exactly. I got another question real quick, because I get this a lot out here in California in these scenes. How much are tickets? And please tell me you only accept cash.
Oh, tickets range anywhere from, we sold out of the VIP, but they range from they were originally anywhere between $15 and $30.
Nice.
Canadian.
So you could actually at the beginning for both shows, you could bundle up and get a pair of tickets for both shows for $30.
Nice. Thank you, Dave.
And with the show, the Dry Core Kicks ALS with Samoa Joe, after the expenses are covered, every penny is going to ALS Canada. So we're looking at making a absolutely stellar donation. This is a not-for-profit show, so we're really trying to make it about the charity and about the fans who are coming out and supporting.
Wonderful. Now, I know from experience doing fundraising is not easy. So how is this endeavor, meaning getting together this wrestling show and all of that, how has that been different for you by comparison to other stuff you've done for ALS?
It's been quite different because this is my fourth ALS fundraiser, and for the most part, it's been a one-man show, and Smash Wrestling has been with me, offering support and getting the word out and doing whatever, saying what can be done, what do you think of this. They've been more than an equal partner in it, more than gracious, and I truly cannot say enough great things about how they've been through the whole process. It's been absolutely amazing. It's not easy putting together a fundraiser. It can be very draining and very stressful because there's a lot of charities out there, and there's only, the pie is only so big for companies to
That's
donate
right.
and for businesses and for individuals. This is a case where everyone wants to do their part, and this is a case where we're asking people to buy tickets, and then from there we're asking them to dig a little deeper if they can, because I've worked on trying to put together raffle items and auction items and other things to spark interest and raise a bit more money and have people leave with a smiling face as they walk out the door with some sort of prize at the end of the evening.
Fantastic.
Okay, so just to wrap up, we're just going to go into a quick wrap-up of the show now because we are just about out of time. But just before we go, if there is anything that was not covered in this, into why you should be coming to this event, and I mean, I know you said you're asking people to kind of dig a little deeper than the ticket price. I know you've got some other fundraising stuff going on at the event. I didn't know if you wanted to promote that for us, and just give us a quick little rundown of what that entails just before we go. Food sales are going to be going to the charity, so we'll have the normal things cooking of pizza, pops, chips, donuts, all that funness. We'll be doing a 50-50. There's going to be a lot of raffle prizes. Be doing some giveaways as well. How can I even forget to talk about the after party at the E-Zone as well? So anybody attending this, or even if you can't make it out to the show afterwards, we're going to have an after party at the E-Zone where we're going to, have some drinks and have a good time, and maybe even raise a few more dollars with a few more games and that sort of stuff, and a Nintendo 64 tournament. So it's going to be an absolute blast. It's going to be a full day of wrestling fun, that's for sure. And then on top of that, you're doing a Wild Joker or something?
Yeah, I'm going to do a Joker's Wild. So, the basic thing where 53 cards on a board and $5 a card. You write your name on, and whoever gets the Joker wins a prize. So I'm just trying to come up with what I feel are the appropriate prizes to, garner the most interest and make people say, yes, I'd be more than happy to buy a card for $5 to try and win that. It's not like I'm going to say you can get a chocolate bar or something like that. I want it to be something significant where people are like, oh, crap, that's something I'd definitely be willing to put $5 down on. It's, a decent shot, and that's a great prize. So I got a few things in mind.
I know some of the raffle prizes, like you've mentioned online and stuff about like $50 gift cards to the liquor store and things like that.
Yeah.
Lots of movies, DVDs.
Lots of movies, DVDs, Raptors jersey, signed Raptors basketball, a couple of signed baseballs, some signed hockey sticks, a lot of WWE DVDs, a WWE prize pack with a WrestleMania hoodie and hat, a Bose Brewery gift pack with some beers and glasses, two $50 LCBO gift cards, a $40 beer store gift card. So there's going to be a lot of cool things to try and win that evening, and a lot of diverse items, which will make it more interesting.
Awesome. Okay. So just going to kind of do a little bit of housekeeping here, where people can find us. They can find us at facebook.com, and its /groups are WS Media. You can also find us at facebook.com/groups Revolution Wrestling Fans. On Twitter, you can find us at RWS Media, or you can find Rob at Twitch80, or myself at Gemini Diva 75. Of course, again, if anybody wants to donate to the cause because they feel it's a great cause or they can't get out to the event or both or what have you, they can, of course, go to EL.CIBERNETICO or EL.org. And I hope that everybody does. Now, again, if people want to follow you, where can they find you, Dave, on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Bull2474. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me. And if you have any questions about what we discussed tonight, feel free to look me up on there and direct message me, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And as well, you can look up Smash Wrestling on Facebook, and you can find out more about the event and everything through the Smash Wrestling Facebook page as there is an actual event.
And their website is smash-wrestling.com.
Yeah.
So there's all the information on there as well.
Yes.
All right. So just to finish up, we have some other shows under the RWF banner. So I'm just going to go through those nice and quick. On Monday nights, right after Raw, we have Rampage with our very own producer, EL.CIBERNETICO. On Wednesday nights, we have Reality in Wrestling. It's a new show under the RWF banner with our very own Rock and Reese. On Thursday nights, again, Shoot from the Hip. Next week, we are planning to have a man named Adam Hayes, and he's bringing with him Salvation member Easy E, because that's how we feel. And then on Friday nights, we have Revolutionary Honors with our own resident asshole, Doug Barrett, and the and our ninja test, Andrew Covich. That's it for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and good night.